Alison Rosen. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Alison, with her good times never end. Alison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Alison Rosen. Alison's your new best friend.
Hey everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. I'm sitting here in my studio with podcast host, comedian, actor, Fahim Anwar. Hello.
Hello. Wow. Oh, thank you. Please sit down. Well, you have a bunch of tiny people here who are like applauding for me. That's very cool.
And they live here too.
They live here. What do you feed them? Like a popcorn kernel or something?
Yeah, I toss a rice cake in and I say,
and that's enough?
Fight over it.
Oh.
Yeah. They're like snakes. I feed them once a week.
Oh, that's pretty convenient. That's
it
easy.
It's like perfect.
It's sort of like a snake plant. Doesn't require a lot of attention.
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it unusual, though, given how tiny they are, that they make such a robust applause sound? Because you'd think it'd be like...
You'd be tiny.
Right.
A lot of times in TV and film, it's like when they're really tiny.
Yeah.
But that was almost full-size human sound.
I know. That's why I selected them. So much sound from compressed in such a tiny body.
They're like a Bose people. They're like
they
Bose
really
people.
They're like, they do surround sound, even if they're just, on one side. Hello, Tony Thaxton.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going all right. I'm also amazed at how the audience all stops at the same time together, too. That's the thing I really
they've been working together a long time, right?
Yeah. It's like getting the old team back together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, when I called the leader of them, Fred.
He was chopping wood, right?
Yeah, he was.
He had a beard?
Yes.
Yeah, because he was out of the game for a while.
Right. Oh, that too. Yeah, he had retired to the country, was out of the game, and they're like, we need you for one more mission.
And then it turned into a many.
And then now he just lives in my studio. I don't know how happy he is. I should probably think about that. Anyway, okay, I described you as a podcast host.
So many things.
Comedian,
During
actor.
I go, whoa, I'm a multi-hyphenate?
You are. But did I leave out? Because nowadays people are also like producers, directors.
It's a long-ass business.
What are all the
have.
hyphenates?
I mean,
that you claim.
Stand up first. I'll claim that the hardest.
Okay.
That's
when I said podcast host first, I instantly was like, I fucked that up.
That's all right. I forgive you. What if I walked out just on that?
Oh my God.
You lead with podcast host? I'm out of here. I guess stand up.
Would you do it in that voice?
Yeah.
I'm out of here.
When I get fake enraged, that's my voice.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't get enraged like this. It will. So I guess, stand up and then writing, then acting, then podcast, I guess. Podcast is down there.
Mm-hmm.
Dancer somewhere in there. I'm an aficionado. I'm a hobbyist. But that's not at the top of the
You're
list.
an enthusiast.
I'm an enthusiast.
So is dancing one of your passions?
I enjoy it.
What kind of dance? Well, your podcast is called Fahim Anwar's Dance Hour.
Yeah.
But you don't dance on your podcast.
No, but I love music. And I'm always like on Spotify, digital crate digging, just looking for new. That's my favorite thing. When people say, "What do you do for fun?" I do nothing. Honestly, my favorite thing is just eating breakfast at a diner that has a booth. I get eggs and coffee. I have so many refills of the coffee. It's like my WeWork. I just hang out there for way too long.
Is it a particular diner or like any diner? As long as it has
I have my go-tos, which I'm not going to say on the pod because it's my slice of solitude. I'm not going to.
You don't want to blow that joint up.
I don't want to blow it up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Fahim Anwar fans out there
they're tracking you 24 hours a day.
I'm
probably.
like Rogan. Like once I say a thing, it becomes huge.
Right, like ivermectin.
Yeah, because I had so much ivermectin to myself as well, and then I mention it,
right?
And I had to find like a new ivermectin guy. Yeah,
what's the word?
I had to find a new horse guy.
Yeah. Wait, no. Oh my God, what's the word for something that kills bugs?
Starts
with a P.
No, that's pesticide.
That's what I'm thinking of. A new veterinary pesticide.
What's the profession?
Oh, exterminator?
Yeah. That's so funny. It's one of the, like no one needed to know that, but I just needed it for my OCD. Like the whole podcast, you'd be asking me all these questions. It'd be like 50 minutes in. I'd be like, what the fuck is the guy who kills bugs?
That's how I am. I had to Google something in therapy the other day, and I couldn't find it, and it was driving me nuts. And then I got out, and I just had this sense that I had already texted my therapist to correct myself. Do you want to know what it was?
Sure.
This is so okay. She said, I think she asked, like, have you read Viktor Frankl's Man's Search for Meaning? Do you know this book?
No.
He was in the Holocaust. It's like, it's not a beach read.
Right.
And I said, is that the guy who committed suicide? And she said, I don't think so. Because I know that there's an author who wrote about his experience in concentration camps who ultimately committed suicide, which to me is like not a ringing endorsement for having processed the trauma, you know? And so I looked it up and I'm like, okay, this guy died of some kind of natural causes. And then I got out of the office because I stopped not the appointment, but like I was like, hang on, I got to find it out. And I couldn't find out who the one was, but I did confirm that it wasn't Viktor Frankl. I got out and I'm like, wait a minute. I feel like I've already had this conversation. And in 2020, I emailed her and I said, it wasn't Viktor Frankl who committed suicide. It was Primo Levi.
You're in a loop.
So I just forwarded that and I said, I guess we already had this conversation. Anyway, that's how much I relate to
What just
everything
happened
has
there?
to stop.
Yeah.
What was it?
We were talking about before the exterminator. Oh yeah, my favorite thing. I don't know how it came up.
Oh, you were saying that you're like Rogan, where if you say it, it blows up.
Yes. So I'm keeping my little diner spot secret. But yeah, I like to chill in a booth, drink coffee for way too long, and then I search for music on Spotify. Every Monday and Friday, they curate a playlist for you.
Spotify comes up. It sounds like you work for Spotify.
I know, but I like their algorithm. I think it's just like it's good for discovering music.
Are you on Threads?
I was when it was hot for a bit, but now I feel like it's MySpace. Has anyone checked their Threads?
Yeah.
I literally keep forgetting it exists.
So that's how I am with Blue Sky. For anyone who's like, what the fuck are they talking about? I don't know. So, I mean, I feel like everyone knows, but in case they don't know, these are various social media platforms. Threads is like the Twitter of Instagram. And the rap on Threads at the beginning was like, Twitter has become a hellscape. This is such a nice place. Not for me. I made the mistake of like engaging with, and I will explain why I've gone in this direction. It has to do with the algorithm. Engaging with some political posts.
On Threads?
Yeah.
Okay.
It ruined my day for 2 days. Ruined 2 days. It was a waste of, I didn't change anyone's mind. It was like the stupidest thing I could have done. But now, I think it has a really powerful algorithm. And it's like, oh, this sets her off. I'm only going to give her this. So
It just knows what pokes you.
Yeah. So that's why I was asking about the Spotify algorithm.
It doesn't enrage me. I
feel like it gets you.
It enriches me.
It enriches
you.
That's what an algorithm should do.
It should do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So every Monday and Friday. Monday is Discover Weekly. Friday is Release Radar.
What's
And
like your
my jams?
Yeah.
They're kind of dancey. They're upbeat. I don't understand.
Pop? Electronic?
They're kind of like low. They're not popular, but I think they should be.
Are they poppy? Like, are they like
they're kind of poppy? They're
pop?
dancey. They're like new disco, French house, French touch.
Okay.
It's very vibey, very dancey.
Do you dabble in DJing?
No, I would like to. I always have a dream that like I start producing music, but then I get discouraged. I do it for 5 minutes. I go, these drugs. And then I close my laptop. And I just stick to comedy. And I go, I'll just insert the songs I like comedically.
Wait, you do what for 5 minutes? Produce an album?
I feel like every guy has done this because like every girl has a dream of being a model or like Miss America, and every guy downloads Ableton or Fruity Loops for an hour and then tries to produce a track and it sounds like dog shit.
And what are you using? Just like electronic sounds?
You could use a laptop. You don't even need to get a MIDI controller. You can just use the keys on your laptop and like bedroom produce.
Okay.
But the learning curve is just such that where I just get discouraged and I go, fuck this.
But like,
I'll just dance.
In order to hear the music that you like live, you'd have to go to like a club in Las Vegas, right?
I mean, I listen to it at a diner on Spotify. What's weird about me is like I love this music, I love dancing, but I don't like the ritual of going to a nightclub or a concert. I have a personal relationship with music. I don't like
it happens in a diner.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like the rigmarole of going, finding parking, being crammed with a bunch of people. It's late. They don't go on time.
Right.
And then I just don't like being around that many people listening, and it sounds better in my AirPods.
Have you always been this way?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't love live concerts unless I know the band and they invite me, and that's happened a few times. I'll go that way. It's awesome. If I'm VIP guest list, sure.
Right.
I'm not GA.
Oh no, I said Quest. It was Questlove. Was it Questlove?
Oh, Questlove.
Because
Yeah.
I was listening to the beginning of Dance Hour, your most recent episode, Fahim Anwar's Dance Hour. I'm sorry. I'm doing when people call my podcast New Best Friend, I'm like, that's not the title. Even though I'll accept it, and I just did that to you.
Right,
I'm
right.
sorry. Apologies.
Quite all right. Who's Dance Hour? I'm like a teacher trying to get you to show your work. Who's Dance Hour?
Fahim Anwar.
There we go.
By the way, do you get Fahim Anwar all the time?
I get both. I accept both.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't have
Anwar,
to do that.
Anwar.
Well, which one do you say? You say Anwar.
I say Anwar. But,
right.
But I'll take Anwar.
It doesn't sound wrong to you?
Nah.
Because like if someone says Alison Rosin, that sounds wrong to me.
Rosin. Huh. But is there a precedent for rosin? I feel like I hear rosin all the time.
Are you suggesting that we
There's no
also hear
precedent for it.
Anwar all the time?
No, you don't. So that's why I take both.
Oh, wait. Are you saying that like rosin is a different name?
I've just never heard the last name rosin.
Yes.
Have you?
No. Although I imagine there's like a rosin, Rosin, which is a different name. Or for some reason, if you play violin.
Hey, I played upright bass. We used a lot of rosin.
Why is it rosin, not resin?
That's a good point, huh?
Tony?
Is that how it's spelled? Is it spelled like resin?
I think it's spelled resin.
I
Maybe
wasn't
I could be
sure.
wrong. And is it made out of sap or something?
Yeah, some sort of sap.
Yeah. Okay. Could you look it up, Tony? Tony plays drums in a real rock band.
So he doesn't know about rosin.
No, I don't think he ever played a string instrument.
I mean, I'll mess around on guitar, but not those types of strings.
No, we're talking about
Legit.
legit. Like we're talking Philharmonic style.
You wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
You don't
That's
have
right.
to wear a tuxedo to play.
You don't have
we
like a
do.
little handkerchief that you wrap your instrument in before putting it in a case. Did you do that with, what did you say you played? Upright?
Upright bass.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I played electric bass in 4th grade because that's when you could first start playing instruments.
Yeah.
And then you're like, yeah, I want to be a rock star. Awesome. I got to play guitar. And then you hit 6th grade and they go, you can't play that anymore. Here's your fucking giant upright bass.
What school did you go to?
Middle school was Olympic View in Mukilteo, Washington. So I went to
Buckatiel?
Mukilteo.
Mukilteo. I like that name so much. It's fun.
Mukilteo. Yeah, I really took it for granted.
Wait,
Just not enjoying saying it as much when I was a kid.
Muck
Mukilteo.
Mukletio?
Yeah. Mukilteo, I believe. Mukilteo.
I was completely off. What a fun name.
Yeah.
Was it a fun town?
So fun. I don't know. It was all right.
Nothing's fun when you're that
Yeah,
age.
but it sucked that they bait and switched you as a kid because you got to play electric guitar. You thought it was cool. And then they just give you this giant orchestral bass and you're a little kid still growing. You have to carry, you're an ant. You have to carry all this fucking weight.
But they didn't give everyone that, did they?
What? The upright bass?
Yeah.
Yeah. You couldn't play the electric bass anymore. We were like, hey, can we play the electric bass in class? They go, no, you're an orchestra. You have to play upright bass. You go, oh, cool. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten into it had you told me this up top, but
okay, I have a lot of not desperately important questions,
Sure.
but I need clarity on this. Wait, Tony, did you look up the rosin resin?
yeah, this is huge.
It appears to be ROSIN.
Oh,
Yeah.
Rosin.
almost like how people mispronounce my last name.
Yeah.
Okay, that's weird then, because I think it's resin. Anyway,
Resin is a thing. I will give you that.
Yes,
Resin exists.
we've got to get to the bottom of this, but I guess rosin also exists. But rosin is resin, isn't it? Okay, rosin is resin, isn't it? Is almost as fun to say as Mukilteo.
Nothing trumps.
No, it
Mukilteo.
doesn't.
Live resin and rosin are made in two very distinct ways. Live resin is made using solvent-based extraction technique, and rosin is made using just heat and pressure, no solvents.
So it all comes down to the solvent.
Solvent. Of course.
Solvent. I'm thinking an alcohol of sorts. Okay. Did you sign up for band in 4th grade or music or something, or like all the kids at this Mukilteo middle school? Is that what it was called? The Mukilteo was played instruments. Like in 4th grade, we all played the recorder.
It was mandated.
Yeah.
You couldn't not play it.
Correct.
You couldn't opt out. It was like the draft.
I was.
Bless you.
I was conscripted, and the teacher's name was Mr. Wilson. it was like so cool to hate on recorder, but I really
but now
enjoyed
it's
it.
awesome. Like it's awesome now.
Is
It's
it
really
now?
had a no, I don't know.
Right.
There's recorder TikTok.
Did you see how
there's a
excited I
huge
got? A recorder talk?
Yeah, I saw a glimmer in your eye. You go, I'm back. I'm back, baby.
So I loved it, but it wasn't cool to love it.
Yeah.
So I had to hide my
Yeah.
passion.
Ugh.
We played like What Would You Do with a Drunken Sailor? All the hits.
All the
Okay,
hits.
so how'd it go for you in fourth
Well,
grade?
there was orchestra, so it wasn't mandated. So there's orchestra, and then they tell you the instruments that you can play if you're in orchestra, and the electric bass was one of them. So that caught my fancy, and I was like, yeah, I'll join orchestra. I want to play electric bass.
I don't want to overstate this,
Yeah.
but that's like someone saying, "Hey, kid, come see this puppy," and then they kidnap you. Like,
I got
it's worse
kidnapped.
than bait and switch.
It's worse. I wish I got kidnapped.
Yeah. Then there'd be a puppy there at least. Or like, "Hey, kid, want some
Or
candy?"
at least candy.
Yeah. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Thank you. Yeah,
We're able to
I guess
talk
I really
about it
haven't
now without-
processed the trauma.
Yeah.
I should really like hash
How
it
do you
out.
think it's coming? How do you think it's manifesting this
The bass
unprocessed
thing?
trauma? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe trust issues
With
all
with
from this
authority
bass?
figures, right?
No, just with wood instruments.
Oh yeah, that. Thank you.
Yeah.
I said string instruments earlier.
No, you are right. I said wood instruments. And
Are you thinking of
technically-
woodwinds?
I think I just fucked up because like it is a string instrument, but a wood instrument is more like a reed, like saxophone or clarinet.
Right. Well, those are
Yeah, woodwinds.
Woodwinds.
Woodwinds have reeds.
Yeah, I believe.
So there's string, brass, woodwinds, and what's the fourth?
No one knows.
Percussion.
Well, percussion probably.
What about brass? Or is that? No, I already.
Yeah,
You
brass
already
is in
did
there.
that. That's a woodwind.
I remember we learned about these four groupings. Although the way these motherfuckers are now, I wouldn't be surprised if they've like eked out a fifth one, like how umami is a new
It's a
flavor,
new
you know?
or like a new planet.
Yeah. Or they've actually just demoted Pluto.
Pluto. Fuck.
Get fucked, Pluto.
Or is Pluto like eggs, where it's in and then it's out, or is it officially out?
It's a dwarf. They call it a dwarf planet
They
now.
can say that.
I mean, with
They're
confidence.
allowed to say that.
Well, I think dwarf is. I think actually people appreciate
They
dwarf.
appreciate
yeah, it. Yeah.
Just one more thought before we leave
Please.
the band issue. I mean,
Oh, we're not leaving it. We're not leaving it. We're never leaving it. We've been talking about it for 16 years.
If you guys want to tune out, now's the time. We're not gonna cave to your demands of
That's
moving on
right.
from band talk.
You
We're
want an
doubling
entertaining
down.
podcast? I have to be true to myself.
Right. If you weren't in band or orchestra, fucking turn it off.
That's right.
I just always thought it was very funny in orchestra and band. Like once you got into middle school, they would dangle this thing of like, you can't be in jazz band unless you're in regular band or orchestra.
Right.
And like jazz band is the treat.
Yes. Right.
And it's just
The
it's
cherry
just
on
funny
top.
how like that's been quote unquote the cool thing for so many years. Like, if you want to be in jazz band, that just shows you how dated band and orchestra,
Right.
how old these songs are, where kids are chomping at the bit to play jazz.
Right. The jazz is the forbidden fruit.
Yeah. Like, all right, I guess I'll power through orchestra because I really want to play some jazz. I want to play Mac the Knife.
I would think in jazz band, though, they would let you play your electric bass.
No, you can.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't play jazz. I wasn't in jazz band.
So when I was in school, we learned about the 4 instrument types. And then we had a field trip to like the Disney Center where they play I think it's like a Philharmonic thing. But I just remember we all heard Disney,
Yeah.
but so we thought we were going to, because I grew up in Southern California, so we thought we were going to Disneyland, even though we kind of knew, I don't know. I just remember that for me was like a bait and switch.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So
that's-
wait, you just got to watch
people play music.
at Disneyland, or they were somehow affiliated with Disney, and there was like
There's
you
a
weren't
Disney
even on the
hall.
premises.
Tony, do you know? Isn't there like
Yeah.
a
Oh,
Disney?
isn't that downtown?
I've never
I-
been.
yes.
But
Ah, okay. So,
But I
very
still,
weird looking silver building.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like walking into a silver French
so
horn.
you went there.
Yeah. But I know that kind of undermines my story. But it was in downtown. But I think if you're on the 5, you pass Disneyland. I feel like we passed Disneyland and it was like, oh, there it goes.
You could drop me off here.
Yeah. And I also remember, I want to say we were in like 3rd grade, and it was deadly boring. It could not have been more boring. Now, I would love to go watch an orchestra, especially if I could be on my phone.
Are you? I don't think you're allowed to.
Oh no, I think they encourage it. No, I'm sure. I'm sure you're not allowed to.
That'd be funny if, like the opera, they just have special showings for pieces of shit. You know how there's like matinees?
I would
there's
buy a
matinees
ticket.
and everything.
Yeah.
They go, we have a special piece of shit screening
Right.
where we're doing Othello, but you can be on your phone.
I'm not talking. Just just looking at social media. I know.
You just hear street fights on Twitter. Just people watching different things. People watching porn. People doing emails. You're like,
Yeah.
and just some guy doing Shakespeare.
So I saw Hamilton some number of years
I
ago.
saw it at the Pantages a while ago.
That's where I saw it. What if we were at the same show?
What row were you? Someone has a photo of us. Like, what? We were occupying
I
the same.
know. We were sitting next to each other.
Yeah. It's like a really low stakes because normally when you hear that story, it's like they got married years later.
Yeah.
For us, it's just like, oh, you were there? That's cool.
And then he went on her podcast. No, so anyway, there was a guy like in front to the left of me wearing a Dodgers jersey and checking the scores of the game periodically. It was very like, are you kidding me? Like, it was noticeable.
Yeah.
And then here was my favorite part. The guy who played Philip in the show tweeted about it.
He said, what's the score while he's on stage?
No. I don't think it was during the show, but it was like last night at the show, there was a guy who was checking the game score. Because he was in the front row. Not to brag, but I was in the second row.
Whoa.
He just like called, he called out the guy's behavior of like
During the show or just on Twitter?
he did it on Twitter.
Okay.
Like last night, you'll never like in the show, there was a guy in the front row who was on his phone during the, like what the, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I thought, I know that. I think I even tweeted back. I saw that guy.
Yeah. That's not the place to do that. I wonder if he bought the tickets. Probably not. Or do you think his wife wanted it? He's like, yeah,
it seemed like he
okay.
was dragged there
I'm gonna watch
because
the game though.
I mean, he came in a jersey. I'm surprised he didn't have his face painted. And but the woman he was with was like, look, it's not, you don't have to dress up to go to the Pantages like you did or like I thought you did when I was a kid. I feel like life has become much more casual, but he was really, really casual, and she
really
was
embracing the new era.
Yeah, she was into it. Tony, I need to know, and then I need to ask Fahim more questions. But were you in band in school?
Yeah, but I kind of did it the backwards of most kids because I was self-taught.
Already a rock star?
I was already
You were a
playing
prodigy.
drums for a very long time.
You were like Tame Impala.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so and then when we moved to Virginia when I was in high school, my first friend is my now bandmate Matt.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and he was in band, and then he found out that I played drums, and then he was like, "Oh, you should come play. We need better drummers." And then so I started actually taking lessons to learn how to read music and stuff. So I did, but only my last 2 years of high school, and that's it.
Wait, so he was in band in school, and he said, we need better drummers?
Yeah.
I don't think I was invested in anything that much in school ever to be like, the quality of this isn't going to work for me. Yeah.
Well, I mean, he plays music professionally now, so.
No, I'm saying he clearly already had an ear for it. Yeah. So, Fahim, you grew up in Seattle, right?
Yes. Seattle is just a touchstone for everyone. But I'm in the burbs.
Yeah.
Not even Mukilteo. I mean, I was in Linwood, technically. But the school was in Mukilteo.
And this is close to Seattle.
It's like the burbs, yeah. And then, Everett first, and then Linwood, and then Woodinville. So I went to high school in Woodinville. Mm-hmm. And then I went to UW, which is in Seattle, but I commuted from home, which is in Woodinville.
Some people I went to high school with went to UW. Yeah.
Good bunch.
It's huge, right?
I think. Yeah, it's like a big...
Did you like it?
It was fine, but I didn't really have the college experience because I was commuting from home.
How come?
Because if I wanted to live on campus, I would have had to pay for it. And I didn't want to get a job. I didn't care that much.
Right.
So it's not that bad. My mom cooks food. I save money. They were paying for my engineering school, so I just commuted. Could you
date girls?
No. I mean, probably, but I didn't. My brother really didn't. He went to dental school. So I just kind of did what my brother did. So it was more academic and just stand up. That's all I did.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you were already doing stand up?
Yeah, I think I was 8. So I graduated high school and I was doing it. I was 18. So that summer, I started going to comedy clubs in Seattle. So the Comedy Underground I would go to, and then Giggles. And then I just kept it up throughout college.
And you have a mechanical engineering degree, right?
That is true. That I'm not
And you
using.
worked at Boeing.
Yeah, Boeing. In Long Beach, though.
Okay. Did you have a passion for mechanical engineering? Like, what was the story behind that? Okay.
It was just like a really methodical way to do stand-up comedy. Because I knew I wanted to do it really young. I was like 17 or 18. I'm like, okay, I want to do stand-up. And then my parents were going to pay for college, but they were only going to pay for certain degrees. So I wanted to have my cake and eat it too at first. I was like, oh, a theater degree. And then my dad was like, no. I'm like, okay. I kept getting more and more watered down. I'm like, oh, what about directing? What about English? What about? And it's like, no. So engineering was kind of the basement.
They said no for English?
Yeah.
I mean, I have an English degree. It is fairly useless, but
in hindsight, very grateful they did all that. But
so what would they have? So it was like something that would be practical. Is that what they would pay for?
That's what I love about immigrant parents is that they're so logical that in the heat of the moment, you might be like, you don't love me. Or these are my dreams. You're not supporting my dreams and all that. But they've been around. They know the value of money. They're very practical. They're very pragmatic. They know me getting a theater degree would just be like setting a pile of cash on fire. So that's why they go, no. And engineering, you get a return on it. There's an ROI on that.
Right.
So that's why that was the basement. And I could go like engineering and up.
And you must have had, like, I think of mechanical engineering as something that is hard and that only really smart people can do.
I guess so. Thank you. I mean, I was just good at school. I was always a good student. I was good at math. I don't like the things, but I can do them.
Like,
so,
you must be really good at calculus or like
I was good at all that
what
stuff.
Are the
I probably
things...
forgot all of it right now. Like I'm probably so dumb.
What's a derivative?
I mean, that's like a derivative. You'd have to give me an equation, and then integrals are the opposite. So.
Okay. I was just trying to think, do I remember anything from calculus? And
I know. And then,
DX
I mean, I went pretty
somewhere?
high up too, like multivariable calculus, and then all the classes, vibrations, thermodynamics, but I've forgotten.
There's a class called vibrations, and it's not just like vibes.
Oh, I wish it was just vibes. That'd be so
we've
great.
been waiting for
the
you.
one class in the engineering building, and everything else is just so rigorous, heat transfer.
Right.
And then system dynamics, and you go into vibrations, and you're sweating it, and it's just some hippy dippy lady with dreads, like, have a seat. How are your vibes? Oh, they're pretty good, I guess. And like her class is the hardest though.
Yeah,
she makes me look so inward. It's hard.
I took a class to fulfill a science requirement. A friend and I took physics of music, thinking
sounds like such bullshit,
right?
Yeah.
We also took chemicals in the environment, and that was bullshit. And I remember our teacher, Alvin, stood in the front and like put his little fists up to the side, and he like kind of shook them around, and he's like, now I don't know what he was, a molecule or something. But physics of music was one of the hardest classes I took because it was less music, more physics.
Oh, like waves, pressure.
Yeah, like you're in
how it's making
in
the
a
sounds.
concert hall that's this many feet long, and someone plays an A440, and I don't even remember
the frequencies. And
all
that.
Yes, it was hard. So that's why I think vibrations could be the hardest class, even if it's like
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think heat transfer was the hardest for me. And then also circuits was hard.
It all sounds
electrical engineering. Yes, circuits was tough for me. And then statistics was tough for me too. And then like CS, computer programming was hard for me. I had to get a tutor for that one. And I've never had to get a tutor for anything. I felt so defeated. And I had to hire someone, I had to write them a check to get me through class. I had never had to do that in my life, but I had to do it or I would fail.
Was this person older than you?
Yeah. I think he was maybe like 4 years older than me, but I would go to the computer lab, and it was just one of those things I couldn't get.
Yeah.
But there's no shame in it. In hindsight, I'm glad I did it, that I just took that extra step to, sometimes you need to do that.
Yeah.
Not everyone's Superman.
I always say that.
That's why I got it tatted on my back.
Yes.
It's like the worst tattoo. It's like sloppy, he even misspells it.
Right.
But I'm saying it like
but I said it to the
mantra.
Yeah.
You can always be Superman.
Okay. And then did you go to Boeing from there?
Well, yeah. Okay. So here was the whole plan. Parents were going to pay for college, but engineering was the lowest degree. I had to figure out what type of engineering I was going to do. My best friend across the street, David Bradley, he was doing engineering. I go, what kind are you doing? He goes, I'm doing mechanical. I'm like, all right, I'll do mechanical because we'll get to hang out. I really didn't give a shit what kind of
What are the
engineering I was going to do.
options?
There's electrical engineer. There's civil engineer, which is like bridges and building static structures. Electrical is more like circuits and all that. And then there's computer.
Okay. I guess there really are a lot of engineers.
A lot of engineers. There's industrial engineering. There's
agricultural engineering? Is
probably.
that a thing? I feel like it should be.
Everybody's just throwing their hat into the engineer thing. There's like HVAC, kind of heating and cooling.
Oh.
But civil, mechanical. Oh, there's aerospace. But there's a lot of overlap between mechanical and aerospace.
Right.
Yeah. So I did mechanical because he was doing it. And then I would have a friend. And then the whole point was to get a degree and then apply to jobs, engineering jobs in SoCal to get me out here. So
to pursue your comedy.
Yeah, comedy. This is all just a prison plan to
Did your parents know that was
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. I don't think they thought that I would actually break out of prison, though. You know?
Right.
And they're like, yeah, whatever. I don't think they thought that I would. I don't think they thought that I would actually get the job. No, I think that they thought I would get the job, but that maybe I would this is a phase or something.
Yes, that you grow out of it.
Yeah, so I got a job at Boeing in Long Beach, and I worked there for about 3.5 years before I had enough stuff going on where I could do entertainment full time. And then I left, and I haven't looked back.
How was working at Boeing?
It was cool. I think a lot of work is just who you are with. It's less about the job.
Did David Bradley go there?
He did not.
Where'd he go?
He stayed in the Pacific Northwest. He worked at Boeing as well. So I was commuting between Long Beach and Hollywood. I would work by day in a cubicle, and then I would drive up to the Hollywood Improv where I was a ghost, and people would walk through me. You know what I mean? The quintessential Hollywood, constantly looking over your shoulder.
Like having a conversation with you. And looking around the room.
Meeting people for the first time 10 times.
Were you able to get gigs pretty fast?
There's a ladder that kind of happens, and there's a process to it. First, doing stuff in town is very hard in Hollywood. You kind of open up your circle a bit. So, okay, I would do some OC stuff. I would do some stuff in the Valley.
Like at the Improv. So I grew up in OC.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, the Improv was even hard because Comedy Juice was one of the hottest shows, but it was hard to get on it.
So where in OC did you perform? Do you remember?
There was a bowling alley in Santa Ana called, maybe it was Lucky Strike, part of the Block. Yeah. I would do 30 minutes. There was a comic, Dino Archie, and it was one of the best shows. There's these hidden gems. I think when you're a young comic, everyone just flocks to the Taj Mahal and they want to get up there, but it's that's the end of your journey.
I didn't even know there was a scene at the Taj Mahal.
Oh yeah, the open mic, the sign up is crazy. There's like a billion Indian people before you that you have to
wait in line. So
they go Raj, and then 10,000 people raise their hand. I should have been more specific. People just go straight to the epicenter first in their year 1, year 2 of doing comedy. Go off the beaten path. You just need stage time. You need to get good.
Yeah.
It'll be a burrito shop. It'll be someplace in San Diego. So you just want to do those. And then you get on booked shows. I mean, that's kind of part of it too. So first it's open mics, then it's booked shows, and then also running a show. This is advice for young comics. If you run your own show, then you can trade spots. So you go, oh, I'll put you on my show if you put me on your show. So that's another way to get quality stage time.
By running a show, does that mean hosting it?
It can. You can host it. You can not. But if you are the one who gets the space, organizes the promo, and you have a night somewhere, that's leverage to get other spots.
So you did that?
I didn't do that.
Oh.
But
you could have, and it would have been good.
I had the thought, and I'm like, hey, if there's any young comics listening, that's a way to do it. So yeah, I would do book shows, and then you just kind of climb the ranks, and you just get better. More people know who you are. You do better shows. And then you get certain things like Montreal, and then you do some late nights, and it's just this slow stairway to better circumstances and situations. And then you get past at the Comedy Store, you get past at the Improv, and yeah, I think people want it now, but it's just such a process. And if you love it, just enjoy the ride. Yeah.
Did you always enjoy the ride?
It took me a while, but yes. Yeah. Maybe in the last... honestly, I think with the digital boom of what's going on with entertainment, I've learned to enjoy it way more because I'm not waiting for someone to validate me anymore because that doesn't exist anymore. Because before,
like the gatekeeper,
because no one was even able to see you until someone tapped you and said, "Okay, you're enough." But now people can see you from day one. You just, no one's in control anymore. So this scenario you've always been building in your mind of like getting really, really, really good, amassing all this material and getting really good at your craft and honing it, and then someone like knighting you and saying, "Okay, you can be on TV, you can be in front of people now. We'll allow you to." That is shattered into a million pieces. That doesn't exist. So this huge weight has been lifted where, oh, I'm doing it. Every time I put a clip on Instagram, I'm doing it. Every time I put a special out on YouTube, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
This preciousness is done, and it's awesome.
So then how do you measure, I'm going to insert myself into this story.
My self-worth.
Well, obviously we shouldn't be measuring our self-worth from external validation.
Yeah.
But I think that's been something I've sort of reckoned with for the last handful of years, is like these things that I've thought I wanted, like my own TV show, my own talk show on television, you know, is it because that's what I want to spend my time doing? Or is it because I want to be knighted? Is it because I want to be the person that someone goes like, "Oh yeah, she deserves this"?
That's part of it. That's a huge part of it.
Yeah. So in stand-up, like you're saying, if there's no longer this like, we
anoint you,
yes,
you are the guy,
right, then how do you get that fix of validation?
From a very, very base level, and you lose sight of this when you do a show and you're getting laughs in a room, like just that moment right there.
Right. So it's the love of the craft.
Yes, honestly. I think sometimes we forget, or everyone's so goal-oriented that you kind of forget what we get to do. It sounds so simple, but I think sometimes I give advice to young comedians where I go, it's supposed to be fun. you forget why you got into it and all that. You're like, why did he get this? Why did she get there? How come I don't? Blah, blah, blah. And then you're doing all these shows while you have this cloud or energy. And just at its simplest, when you boil it down to its simplest form, you get to say all these wonderful thoughts and ideas you had, and you get to share it with a room full of strangers. You have that time, and you get to share this experience with them. And it's the whole reason you even got into stand-up. That's a win unto itself.
Right.
Sure, you can want these other things and stuff, but just making a room full of people laugh with a thought that you formulated earlier that week or today, that's a gift, and that's a win. And people forget that. So that keeps you going. That's a form of validation. And then also just the immediacy of the way things are set up now. I can put a clip up, and there's comments, there's likes, and it's straight to the people. There's no one. It's not like there's 10 spots and you don't fit whatever demo we need for our New York. We have our New York comics, we have our LA comics. You don't fit in any of the demos. You can just straight to the people. You bypass all that. Also, those people who knight you, that doesn't do jack shit anymore.
I know.
They can't even offer eyeballs. They're pretending like they're this huge catalyst and gatekeeper.
Yeah.
You get no views.
I know. When people tweet like, "Happy to announce that I'm represented by this agency now," I think like,
oh my God, that's so funny that you
sad
say that.
Did someone just do that or something?
No, it's just something that I always pick up on too. Just, on Facebook and social media,
Yeah.
there's always some person that's like, and it's some company you've never even heard of, like, "I just signed with a new manager, Excalibur Entertainment." Excited. And in my mind, I'm like, if you're bragging if you're posting about the new management you're with, it's not going to work out. I can save you a lot of time right now. It's not going to pan out the way you want it to.
Yeah, you have to get to a certain jaded point to realize that, though, because I remember, and this is like very inside baseball, but I remember like, when I got my first agent, being like, here it comes, I don't know. I had Asif Ali.
Oh, Asif. Yeah.
Asif. I'm like,
it's a tough one. I
goddamn
know.
vowels. Asif Ali or Asif Ali?
I say Asif Ali.
Okay. I had him on my show 2018. He and you were in Goatface, right?
Oh, yeah.
Tell me about that. And then
it was amazing.
I'm going to cut you off.
Please.
How rude.
No, I enjoy it.
Okay. Was there a TV show made from that? Or was there a pilot? Or I feel like there were like clips online, and then did you guys have a show as well?
So it was a 1-hour sketch special for Comedy Central. So Goatface was a sketch group consisting of me, Hassan Minhaj, Aristotle Atari, who was on SNL, Asif Ali. So we're 4 friends that we've known each other for a long time in LA before anybody was anybody. And we would just do sketches on YouTube. And we did that for a while, tried to get something off the ground, just wasn't happening, just timing, you know, and just where we are as a nation and stuff just didn't work out. Even though we're really funny guys, it's hard to do something that long and keep it together without people kind of finding their own. How
do you mean where we are as a nation?
I think Trump hadn't happened yet. And I think 4 brown dudes, just Middle Eastern, South Asian backgrounds would sketch. It's just, people couldn't see it. And it was frustrating because we would do regular sketch too. We have regular American sensibilities. We weren't just doing all, tropes.
Right.
So we did it. We had to go at it. Very proud of some of the work we did on YouTube. And then people get busy. I think Asif got some acting thing. Then Hassan got Daily Show. And so that kind of evaporated. And then while Hassan was doing Daily Show, I think he had dinner with Kent or something. They wanted to do something with him. And then he was like, what about Goatface? So just kind of from the grave, I'm walking into the Comedy Store one night. It's so weird about this business. You can push, and just try to will things into existence, and the universe is like, fuck you.
Yeah.
No. Even though you've put every fiber in your body into a packet and a deck and all this shit, and the universe just says no. And then sometimes the greatest things just come from the heavens with you doing nothing.
Yeah.
So I'm walking up to the Comedy Store, and Hassan's manager at the time is like, oh, they want to do Goatface. I go, what? He's like, oh yeah, Comedy Central, they want to do Goatface. They want to do like a 1-hour sketch special. I go, oh, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm the head writer on it. I generally write all the sketches or most of them. So we got the band back together, and we got to do what we do on YouTube, but on a large production, having a budget,
right?
Having a high production value. It's awesome because I love, my 2 favorite things are stand up and sketch. If I could just do stand up and sketch
and dancing,
but that's for the love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pro bono.
I have to ask about the vowels. Hassan.
Oh, yeah, Hassan. We're a tough group.
Say it again.
Hassan.
Hassan.
It's tricky though, because for the longest time I was calling him Hassan, and he would accept that. I blame Hassan for this.
Okay.
He was allowing Hassan for too long.
It's Hassan.
And then he switched it. Then he flipped it on us.
Yeah, because I saw
actually Hassan.
Hassan. Like hussy.
Yes.
Hassan.
That's a good way to remember it.
Okay.
I'm glad you said it and not me. I would have been in hot water.
Hassan. I saw an interview with him where he corrected, but like in a very funny, jovial way, like corrected. Okay. So
whereas I'm so chill. I'm like Anwar, whatever the fuck you want to call me.
He's been in the news lately.
Yeah.
But why? I forget why.
It was the
New Yorker did an article saying that he was sort of like
making up everything.
Yes, his jokes.
And yeah. I mean, my assessment of it is it seemed like they had a slant on it. They had an angle from the jump, especially with his rebuttal video that he put out,
where he like showed receipts.
Yeah, because he recorded the whole interview, and you can see where they kind of cherry picked statements and cut out context. So the article made him seem like a sociopath or something, honestly, or psychopath, whichever one it is. I think the biggest, because there was like 3 issues. There was the girl. The prom story,
right.
And then there was
his special is called Emotional Truth, and the article.
No. That's the thing they cherry picked from it, like it's called King's Jester.
Oh, okay.
Right? I believe, the new one's called King's Jester.
I see. I guess the reason I'm thinking Emotional Truth is because
that was the
saying,
soundbite. Because they were like, "How do you feel about this?" And he's like, "The emotional truth of my stand-up is what matters more than." And I think he was referencing just sort of like the 2 different brands of Hassan, like when he does Daily Show and Patriot Act and all that, it's so factual and fact check and run through so many people because it's political and news and all that. And he goes, when I do my live shows, the emotional truth is a little more what matters. So yeah, there's 3 things I think in that piece that like well, there were talking points. It was the prom story, and then what was the other one? It was
like a friend's mom.
oh
or
no,
something?
it was well, that was part of the
That was
prom
the prom
story.
one, yeah.
The second one was the FBI guy, and then the third one was the anthrax on the baby.
Yes.
Yeah. So I think the most unflattering one from the piece was the prom story, because they made it seem like it didn't happen, or he wasn't kind of a victim of racism, or had nothing to do with it. And then they made it sound like he invited her to the show to just like humiliate her at the show. And then also like doxed her where people knew who she was, and then like had no remorse or something. So that was like the big one. And his rebuttal was pretty good at just proving that, because the email says like, I heard a lot of great things about you. My friend went there. I'm going to come to your show. I can't wait to see it. So it was like her wanting to go herself. And then also, I guess the mom, it didn't happen the day of, because like in his show, he said like he's on the doorstep and he's about to take her, and then the mom was like, oh, we have friends back home, we don't want like a brown boy in the picture. And I guess it didn't happen day of, like she told him that 4 days before, which to me that's like a wash. It's like, oh, she didn't call me a towel head the day of, she called me a towel head 4 days prior.
Well, then how can I trust anything you say? Do you feel like you've experienced a lot of racism?
Not really. I mean, not overt. I'm kind of racially ambiguous, so I think I'm lucky. Like no one really knows what I am. I mean, one time I was doing, after a stand-up show, I was like somewhere in Texas, I forgot where. Some guy afterwards, he's giving me a compliment, but it was like kind of fucked up. He's like, hey man, you're super funny, even though you're a Jew. And like, I don't know how to feel about that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to correct him on the race. Like, I don't want to help him hone his racism.
Yeah.
He's giving me a compliment, but
that doesn't feel like a compliment.
Well, okay, so, that's so funny. I'm so damaged where I'm like, you think I'm funny? You think I'm funny, guy who hates Jews?
I mean, well, he's still saying you're funny.
I know, but it just sort of tainted the compliment.
Yeah.
Like, okay, this guy's a nutcase.
I mean, it's similar to like, you're funny even though you're a woman.
Yes, same shit.
Yeah. Although, what's the premise there? That Jews are known for not being funny? Like,
well, that's quite the opposite.
Right. There's a lot going wrong with him.
I think he just really wanted to signal how anti-Semitic he is.
Yes.
But I mean, I say that story just to show you that people don't know what I am.
Right.
So, like once or twice a year, Mexican people just start speaking Spanish to me. I'll be at a crosswalk and they start speaking Spanish or something. And then I'm like, I'm sorry. And then they get upset at me where I'm like, you did this.
Right.
You made it weird, not.
Yeah.
I was fine. I was just chilling at a crosswalk and you
Right.
just broke into Spanish and I didn't know anything. Why am I the bad guy? So some people think I'm Italian. Some people think I'm Persian. So I'm kind of racially ambiguous. So
Yeah, I feel like you're believable as all these. You could play all these things.
Sure. That's what I tell my agents. I go, tell them I can be anything.
Oh, did you just sign with an agency?
Yeah, Excalibur Entertainment.
Oh my God, here it
on the
comes.
pod. Guys, very excited to announce I'm now with Excalibur. Like all my posts are just my new reps. I never book any jobs. I just lily pad from like one company that can't do anything for me to another, just with more absurd names. So yeah, my racial experience I don't think is indicative of someone who maybe reads a little more Asif or Hassan.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I guess Aristotle kind of is
He's
a little
half Greek, half Persian. So he's somewhere in the middle. But I will say, I don't have people yelling things at me from a moving truck and all that. But I think just the business we're in, I do think there is this indirect, I don't know maybe there's blind spots in the industry, because with my own stand-up, I just do things that I think are funny. I just do whatever, just observational stuff that like a white person would do even just. But because my name is Fahim Anwar, I think like they don't want to hear that from this vessel. Like they'll get that from a white guy. And what they want from me is if I'm talking about Afghanistan all the time, or if I'm talking about Muslim stuff, or because people just like they like easy labels and boxes.
Right.
So I think the type of comedy I do through my vessel is harder in Hollywood.
When you observational comedy, basically.
Yes. Just like everything, you know, like when everything is funny.
When you say they want you to do this, are you talking about the audience or are you talking about?
No, I think like
gatekeepers.
gatekeepers, and that's why it's shifting now, where it's becoming less relevant and important, and even just me putting my stuff up digitally in the last couple of years, like maybe like since the pandemic, I've seen so much happen in terms of like ticket sales and just people like funny.
Right.
And for the longest time, I think the gatekeepers just looked at demos and they looked at
like, have you been advised to like lean into this or that? Because I feel like you hear about that story all the time. That,
like do this more.
Yeah.
No, but it's subtext, you know? You kind of see like who gets what. They go, okay, this is the gay demo. This is the black demo. This is the relatable white guy demo. And so it's on a spectrum kind of.
Right.
And if you are a little more ambiguous and you just like make a room full of people laugh, but you don't not quite a slam dunk on paper in terms of metrics, they're less inclined to give you that slot that used to be on Comedy Central or Netflix.
Right.
Yeah. So I think it's been harder in that regard. And also I think if I had just had like an Office Place comedy or something, that would be a harder sell than like, it's about I'm trying to come from Pakistan, you know, I'm trying to come from over the border and my mom, we're in a refugee camp. Like there is this window shopping or this Amsterdam red light strife, just watching it from afar. It's very...
Wait, what does Amsterdam red light strife mean?
You just sort of like watching people, minorities strife from a safe distance.
When you say Amsterdam red light, do you mean like voyeuristic?
Yeah, voyeuristic. Just
right.
Like, I mean, I had this one sketch where I'm pitching this, I have this pitch meeting and I'm like, yeah, so it's a workplace comedy. And they go, and you're like, you know, torn between East and West. And I'm like, no, I'm just like, you know, I was born here and but you're having a hard time kind of reconciling your faith. And, and I'm like, no, I'm just, you know, I have friends and I work in a cubicle. And he's like, yeah, we get that from a white guy though. And I go, yeah, I guess you could, but I feel like I have unique experiences and that are unique to me. And he's like, yeah. We'll let you know if you know something. You know, we'll get back to you. I go, I could be a refugee. He's like, oh yeah, you can. And he starts getting really into it. He's like, yeah. I go, yeah. And then like my mom could be in like a killing field. We could do like a flashback. And then like I'm like no. And then like they're beating her up, and then they shoot her. And like I lose my mom. He's like, oh yeah. And he's unbuttoning his pants. And he's like, oh fuck yeah. Yeah. We could go with something like that. Yeah. Like, Dan, get in here. And this other agent comes in, or he's like, what is it? He's like, all right, tell him what you told me. He's like, yeah, I'm a refugee. And the other guy starts lowering his pants. He's like, oh yeah, fuck yeah. So it's just this whole thing about like, oh, that's the sexy thing. That's like the award.
Right.
Yeah.
Like enjoying. Yes. I hear what you're saying about enjoying the strife.
I think there's phases of races in Hollywood where first you're the trope. You're like Raj, the guy who can't fuck in college. You know what I mean? That's like the first stage.
Just kidding.
Yeah, but you're in like Van Wilder or something.
Right.
You're just sort of something you're embarrassed about when you flash back however many years later. So that's the first entry point into Hollywood. Then the next phase is a more nuanced take of the experience where it's like Mo or Rami or these type of shows that are great, you know? And I think we're not in this next phase where we're just allowed to be American.
Right.
And that's where I've always been and where I want to be. But I just don't think we're there yet, or we're getting closer to there. But we had to go through these phases first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's sort of like you see that, like, can someone just on a sitcom just be gay, but their whole character isn't about being gay?
Yes.
Or like, you know, my last name is Rosen. This is an insane story that I've told before, and it's hard to believe. And that's just the path that's just my cross to bear. I did not know I was Jewish until I was in my early 20s.
That's a long way to go.
Yeah. And it never quite made sense. It's a long story. But anyway, so hence I was raised celebrating the Christian holidays, but like basically an atheist, just like no religion, no belief in anything, and celebrating Christian holidays and having a life of people being like, "You're Jewish, right?" And me going, "No." And then it's like I need to circle back and be like, "Okay, so you were right, and my dad lied to me." But I found myself in entertainment in these situations where, people want me to like really Jew it up. And I don't mean like an anti-Semitic stereotype or anything, but just this expectation, like on a podcast, say that I am going to know all the references and like, Jews love this and da-da-da. And it's like, I try to play along, but like, I just don't have that base of knowledge. So anyway, it just reminds me of you feeling like, yeah, I'm from Seattle.
Yes. Yeah. I grew up in the Pacific Northwest. I grew up with The Simpsons, SNL. And so I'm just as American as everybody else. In my observations, my life experience is I want to joke about these things. So it's frustrating when like that's not rewarded as much as, my Afghan dad and blah, blah, blah. And
what would even be the like East meets West
version of that
office comedy? Because like I'm sure it could be done well, but I see it just being done in like the most like cringy way.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just if that is your language, that is the way your comedy brain works, and that's the way ideas come to you. Fantastic. Yeah, it just sucks that if you're not that you're kind of a little bit at a more disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah. Currently, maybe it's changing.
Do you happen to have a Just Me or Everyone?
Ooh, oh yeah. Okay, so
hang on.
Refresh me.
There's
on,
a great song. Just Me or Everyone is something that you think or do, and you're like, is it just me or is it everyone? Okay. So, for example, I'm trying to think of what a recent one is that someone sent in. Oh, whenever they see the washing machine like spinning, they think to themselves, "Is my phone in there?"
Ooh,
it's things like that.
Okay.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Now, if you need a moment, I do have some that listeners have sent in.
Let's do that.
Okay.
I have one, but I'm trying to beat it in my mind.
Okay. Yeah. Workshop it.
Yeah.
Okay. Every time I walk on the grass anywhere, I have a fear of stepping in dog crap. Just me or everyone.
I have that.
You do?
Yeah.
I feel like I should be more cognizant of it.
Now you have it. It's like The Ring. Like this is your affliction now.
Exactly. Do you have this too?
Kind of, but as we've talked, not barefoot too often.
Yeah.
Don't like being barefoot.
Oh, it's barefoot?
Oh no, I didn't assume it was barefoot.
I thought it was like
you
shoes.
said barefoot. Sorry, I just
every time I walk on the grass anywhere, I hear a fear.
I don't know
have a
why
fear
I
of
heard
stepping
barefoot in my
in
head.
dog
Well, it's
crap.
your worst nightmare, so that's why. So you do have it.
I have a story about dog poop. So, 2015, we went back east for Christmas, and we stayed with Daniel's aunt at her like house in Connecticut. And we had our dog with us, and there were a few other dogs as well. And we like took her out. They had like a lot of, it was like a big, like, I don't know, maybe like an acre or like a lot of lawn and a lot of space. And so we went out, and Wendy, my dog, pooped, and I went to get a bag, and she's like, "Oh, you don't have to clean that up." I was like, "Great." And then Wendy pooped another time. Now, what would you do if the dog pooped another time, maybe closer to the walkway? The answer is you would also not clean it up because you've been told you don't need to clean it up.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I was like, okay, great. We don't clean up dog crap here. It's so easy. And then we all went outside to take a group photo. And I just heard this like, "Oh no!" And it was Daniel's cousin just sliding on a giant thing of dog poop. And I didn't say anything.
Who done it?
I was just like, what's over there? Yeah. And I think it was very obvious also because like, I think the unspoken rule of dog poop in Connecticut is if it's far away, then it's okay. And if it's close up, I didn't know
the rules.
No one told me.
It'd be great if after that happened, you just immediately go, "We'll never know."
I know. I still think about it.
Who did it? We'll never know.
8 years ago, and it's not my finest moment, but at the same time, I feel like oftentimes I'm the person who will come out of a public restroom and be like, just so you know, it wasn't me, like even though when it wasn't. And then they always think it is you. So I feel like sometimes I do some over explaining.
Yeah.
And I didn't that time.
This is a tangent, but I mean, it's getting my thought going there. Sometimes I'll everyone's come out of a restaurant or like a gas station where it's like there's a turd in there, a turd in the bowl, or there's like, pee.
Sure.
Sometimes that happens at a fancy restaurant. And I think that's interesting where I go, oh, okay, there's like crazy people at all classes. Because you just think it's a poor person thing. Like, okay, some guy at Chipotle did that.
Right.
Or some guy at this 76 station
right.
did this.
Yeah, where there's like graffiti
I've
carved
been
into
at
the
a
toilet.
steakhouse where there's like a turd in the bowl. They go, one of these CEOs is fucked up.
But do you think...
They're like Dexter.
That's what Dexter did, right? That was his dark passenger.
Was his big thing. Yeah, it was a dark turd. So that was doo-doo that he was pushing overboard.
Right. But do you think... I mean, let's really drill down into this. The CEO that leaves a turd in the bowl at like...
At Mastro's?
I was thinking Morton's or Mastro's. Yes.
Yeah. That's because that's Black Angus behavior.
Right. This is Red Lobster behavior. Is he just forgetting to flush? Is he doing it on purpose, or is it an unflushable turd?
Oh, that's a curveball. No, I think it's flushable.
Okay.
Because look, I'm flushing it. I can flush it. If it's
I see. Yeah, he's leaving his dirty work
know.
for you.
Okay, it's seared something in my head. If I saw an unflushable turd, I would know.
Right.
How often do you see an unflushable turd? Rarely.
I think it's
it's
like
a power
maybe
move.
once
It's always
or twice
a power
in a
move.
lifetime.
It's a message.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
You're right.
He's like, the rules don't apply to me. You think I got to where I got by flushing turds?
Right. Right. That's for other people.
That's for my underlings. The time he saved not flushing his turd, he just made $500K. Yeah. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here, and he's there.
Right. Yeah. But like, if you have your choice of stalls and there's a turd in one and not turds in the others, aren't you opting for... Wait a minute. I have a question about male restrooms.
Yeah.
Men's rooms is what they call them. How many stalls are there usually?
1 to 3, right?
Yeah, I mean, it just depends on the place.
If it's an airport, it's a real curveball.
Because what is it? Have you guys been in women's rooms before?
No.
Okay. There's usually a lot.
Of
like
stalls?
A bank of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just thinking, are they minimizing the stalls in the men's room?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I think there's maximum urinals.
Yeah. You only need, I would say most bathrooms are 1 to 3 stalls, correct?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
And the rest are urinals.
I assume they're probably the same bathroom, probably the same size as the women's, but then just like cut the toilets in half and make half of them urinals.
You know what I find interesting as a bathroom setup is when there's a door and there's just one toilet and a urinal.
Right.
That one's odd.
That's for friends.
Just have a toilet.
Yeah.
Because that would be funny, I think. Like if I'm taking a shit in this toilet and I leave the door open, and when a guy comes in, I go, no, the urinal's, it's all good. Yeah. It's all good. There's a urinal here, dude. And I'm just like farting and he's peeing. You know, this is why they configured it this way, right?
It does.
No, I didn't want to lock it because I was just taking a shit.
It is weird because I haven't walked in on someone taking a shit, but I've walked in on the guy using the urinal that didn't lock the door. I'm like, so you just want me to go?
Yeah. What are the rules?
Yeah. It's weird.
So
that'd be hilarious.
What did you do?
Experiment.
I usually just turn around and wait.
Yeah.
That seems
right. If just take the urinal away, have one toilet.
Yeah. Right. Or take the toilet out and stick it in a stall nearby.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to involve more. You're going to have to permit.
You know what's luxurious? I love some places, only high-end places have this.
Turds in the toilet?
No, that's true. But that's an unintended.
Yeah.
I don't want that.
No. Yeah.
It's not by design. The ceiling to floor stall. It's like a WeWork. It's like a WeWork of shitting. It's awesome.
Yeah,
it's like a cubicle.
That's like
no gaps.
High-end department store.
You can meditate. It's awesome.
Yeah.
The Andes on Sunset has that.
I haven't been there.
Floor to ceiling door. No gaps. You're not making eye contact with anyone.
Right. That's the kind of place where like there's actual washcloths, a big tray of actual washcloths.
Doesn't that blow your mind? You're washing your hands.
And then you're throwing it in something that looks like
some
a trash
basket.
can. Yeah. Yeah. It's like
even at someone's house and they have that, you go, okay.
Oh, I haven't. Have you?
I have. Like they're doing
hoity-toity.
terry cloth.
Yeah. Okay, but do you have it just mirror everyone?
I have it less so nowadays, but I used to have it more. This thought where I'm driving on the road, and whenever someone throws their cigarette out on the freeway, that I would drive over it and my car would explode.
Oh, that's a perfect one. I mean, I've never had that, but that is such
Maybe
a
I was
good
watching
just
too
mirror
many
everyone.
action movies at the time. But yeah, I'd always see the butt of a cigarette just fly out the window and just kind of dance around on the freeway.
Yeah.
And if I drove over it, my car would explode, and Michael Bay would be very happy.
That is a really good one. And I've been doing this for years and that's never come up. Kudos.
Thanks. Thank you.
Do you have
And I was on the fence about that one.
Do you have a hey go fuck yourself?
Hey, go fuck yourself.
This is where you tell someone to go fuck themselves or something, some one other thing, anything that's been working your nerves lately.
All right, a bit of a saga.
I love a saga.
Yeah. Okay. Where do I start? So I was doing the Houston Improv.
Mm-hmm.
So I was going to book an Airbnb, but then it was slightly more expensive than getting this hotel. And it was like a 3.9 rating. I go, that's close to 4. That's fine. I've gotten a Holiday Inn before or a Marriott, Courtyard Marriott. It's like 4.
Yeah.
Those are fine. They're like 3-star hotels. So I book it. Just the whole experience was not great. But I wasn't going to say anything because like, who, whatever. But enough things compounded where I did. So first thing, I get there like 1 a.m. I get in late. I fly in late. So I get there 2 a.m. They give me my key cards. I go up to the 5th floor. I open up the door. And it's locked from the inside. You know the latch?
Yeah.
That metal latch?
Oh, so you can open it a crack, but you can't get in?
I can't get in.
That
Weird.
means
I don't even
someone's in there,
know.
right?
I don't even know. Yeah. There's just like a murder. I don't even know physically how this happens.
Yeah.
And it's frustrating because I'm almost in the room, but this fucking mechanical latch, how does this even happen?
Right.
So that's annoying. I'm like, okay.
So you have to go all the way back.
Go all the way back down. And I go, yeah, I tried to open the door, but the metal latch is closed, so the door only opens 2 inches. She's like, that's weird. I don't know. Okay, I'm going to put you in this room. And I'm like, okay. Get the key card. I go into the room. That's my room. All right. I sleep. I wake up around noon the next day. Tons of banging. Just
like construction.
Yeah. And just rolls and rolls of carpet on my floor. And there's construction guys. It smells like carpet. There's just so many rolls of carpet. They're uprooting. The carpet guys are going up and down the elevator. One of the elevators is out of commission. So one of the elevators you can't even use. So we're already short of elevators. And now we've got like carpet guys who are great, I'm sure. But shouldn't it be more of like a coordinated effort, maybe at a certain non-busy time, or usually you kind of block off a floor. You don't have it in the midst of operation, this much carpet construction.
Right.
So the sound with the banging, the fumes of the carpet, all these rolls competing with the elevator with these construction guys, not great. Whatever, still say nothing. Oh yeah, I do shower, take a shower. When you like pull up the little thing
to make it go from
the bottom to the top,
from the tub to the shower.
yeah, it's fucked up. Where no matter what you do, it's still spraying from the bottom.
Oh,
so I'm getting like a half, and then the water's filling up around my feet. So it's a race against time to just feel less gross as possible.
Right.
With this foot pond action, and maybe it'll overflow. So a less than ideal shower situation.
Right.
Still say nothing. So then, I do my show. I come back. Key card doesn't work for some reason. So I got to come back down. And I'm like, yeah, it stopped working. They redo the card. Okay. So I go up. Next day, I go to get ice. I leave my room. Key card doesn't work again. I go back down.
What the fuck?
And the thing is, it wasn't the magnetization shit because these were like fresh.
Oh, did they try to tell you what it was?
These were fresh key cards. So I don't even know how this happens. Yeah. So they give me new key cards. This is the second time. And then after that, I'm like, okay, this is a lot of stuff. So
this is a Holiday Inn, you said?
should I even?
Oh, sorry, you
I don't
haven't
even
said. You don't
want
have to say. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I really should throw my. Well, this is me being a nice guy, I guess. Because so normally I wouldn't say anything, but I'm go. Okay, they should just as a business owner, they should kind of know what's going on, just maybe on the user end experience. I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I just want people to be aware of the workflow or what's going on. So then I asked the front desk, I go, this is so long. I'm so sorry.
That's
this
okay.
Is such a fucking...
No, we're invested in the story.
This is like Dune. This is a 3-parter for my hotel story. So I go, is the manager, could I just talk to the manager? Like,
Karen.
I know. I go, who could I talk to? But I was in a very pleasant way because I know it's not their fault, these people at the front desk. Yeah. I just want people to be aware of the business. So this is like talking like such a Karen. I don't know if you're aware. So they go, yeah, he's not in right now, but if you email this person, like they can take. I go, okay, so this person, if I email them, they go, yeah. So everything I told you, I send an email. I'm a comedian, okay? I have a lot of time. I have a lot of time on my hands. So I just detail, and I'm not angry or anything. I'm just detailing. I'm just like, oh, this is the experience I had on my end. I don't know if this is typical. Just usually people don't do this much carpet stuff at a hotel. Like had I known, I probably would have stayed somewhere else. Just between the fumes and like the elevator stuff and all the sound. It was hard to get work done. Too. Key card. Yeah, I mentioned everything. 12 days go by. No response from this supposed manager. I just thought about it today. I'm like, oh, they still haven't contacted me. I go to my Gmail. I go, how long has it been? Oh, it's been 12 days. So I don't like that now.
No, I don't like that either.
Because I expect this from maybe the day-to-day people who aren't as invested. But if you are a management person, you should be so quick to put out these fires. So now I'm just upset as a business professional. I just like people who do their job and take pride in their job.
Right.
And 12 days from a managerial position is like unheard of.
Is he for sure a manager and not just like...
I'll say she.
She. I made it.
Yeah. So then, all right, I was going to do nothing, but then I go, okay, I don't like this. This is just stacking up.
Oh,
I'm
is it
getting
time
bothered.
for the Yelp review?
No. So how do I contact these people, right? So find the hotel conglomerate. I'm a psychopath now, huh?
No, you're not. I am so...
Look, I love justice.
Yeah.
Okay, because here's the thing. I don't want to leave a bad... I could flame him on Yelp, but I don't want to add to the Google review.
Right.
I want to do it internally.
Yeah.
I just want to let them know internally.
You're doing them a favor.
I didn't flame them on Yelp. I didn't flame them on Google. I just want them to be aware.
So you called?
No, I mean, there was no number. There was no number to call. Or maybe there was, but I like email. So there was no email, but I found them on Instagram. I messaged them and I go, hey, blah, blah, blah. This is what happened. I contacted the manager. I put the manager's email in there. Accountability. Yeah. I go, it's been 12 days. This is the email I sent. Just wondering, blah, blah, blah. And they go, oh, we're so sorry, blah, blah, blah. We can give you these points or whatever. And then that lady, she sends me an email today.
Oh.
She goes, oh, sorry. Like I've been busy with family stuff and we've been able to do this. And I haven't responded. But in my mind, I go, don't you think it's interesting that you respond to me minutes after I reach out to corporate?
I'm sure that's why she responded.
No shit.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. So that's
something we have to say to them.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Oh, that feels good.
Off air,
harmonized like that.
You have to tell me off air who it was.
Oh, the hotel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a new segment. I haven't decided what this is going to be yet. And you'd think I'd decide that before attempting to do it on the show, but I'm going to make you a bit of a guinea pig.
Ooh, please.
I have been thinking I want to start... It might be a Patreon thing. Oh, I'm on Patreon. Patreon.com/AlisonRosen. I want to start
Patreon.
I don't know if it would be like a shopping podcast or like a product recommendation podcast or something. So I just want to get like a few product recommendations from you, things you like. So let's just go through your day. We know you get up.
Oh, yeah.
You go to the diner.
Some days, but some days I do breakfast.
Okay. Now, if you're going to do breakfast at home, what kind of things are you into?
Okay. All right. There's two ways I go. Sometimes I'll do scrambled eggs. And then I have an air fryer. Okay. I preach the air fryer. I have a Ninja Foodie.
Okay.
I throw tater tots in there. That's my potato. Hot tater tots, crispy, 7 minutes. Can't be beat.
So you are all about the air fryer.
Air fryer. Love it.
What else do you do in your air fryer?
I mean, let's see, so many things. I'll do asparagus in there. I'll do salmon. I'll do chicken. I'll do steak. So here's the thing: people hear steak and they think I'm like a monster. I do a reverse sear. So I get it up to temperature in the air fryer and then I finish on a cast iron skillet.
Fancy.
Yeah. So like 4 or 5 minutes in the air fryer, finish it in the skillet. So
Okay.
I'm not doing a full steak in the air fryer. I'm not crazy.
Right. So you're kind of like an Epicurean.
What is that?
Someone who's like gourmet and into food and stuff.
Eh.
I mean,
practical.
2 methods of cooking. It's
not that-
fancy.
well, it's just faster than popping it in the oven and
right.
Yeah, but sometimes I'll just do a breakfast burrito.
Mhm.
These are the best breakfast burritos for some reason. They're these it's called Red's Chicken Chorizo Breakfast Burrito.
Mm-hmm.
I look like just
Is it like a frozen thing?
yeah. I get so many from Vaughn's.
Okay.
And
Is Vaughn's your grocery store of choice?
I mean, if they had enough checkout stands, I would go there all the time. But they only have 2, and it's like a Splash Mountain line every time. And I value my time more than being, so I'll go Gelson's.
Okay.
Because I'm a single dude. I'm only getting little knickknacks here and
right.
there.
Yeah.
I'll pay the extra money
Mhm.
to be out of there.
Right.
So Gelson's more so.
Got it.
But Vaughn's has these breakfast burritos. So I'll suck it up for that.
yeah, that's the worst. It's truly the worst thing any human has experienced.
Lines.
Yes, but no. What I was like the one at Taj Mahal, if you want to do comedy.
Yeah.
No, what I was going to say is when you're like, the thing I want from the grocery store, well, that one's only at this grocery store, but I want to go to this grocery store to get the other stuff. And it's just like, well, it's a real Sophie's choice.
Oh, on that, let me
Yeah.
just tell you this. So there was a family gathering at my aunt's place
Mhm.
in like Laguna Woods. My cousin goes out to get pizza. So he comes back with pizza. He comes back with pizza from Domino's and Pizza Hut.
What is happening?
That's like getting hired at Google move. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It blew my mind.
Wait.
He went to Domino's
How's
and he
that-
went
how-
to Pizza Hut.
How's that like getting hired at Google?
Just that sort of outside the box thinking.
Oh, I see.
That he went
yes.
to 2 separate pizza
he's
places.
a disruptor.
He's a disruptor.
Yeah.
You can do that?
But why did you do that?
He wanted variety.
And also,
He just sees the
Pizza
world
Hut's
in a
the
different
worst.
way. Huh?
And Pizza Hut's the worst too.
Still, just
Yeah.
the act
Right.
of
Yeah, who
going
does
to you could bang out all your pizza at one place.
Yeah.
Right.
Just the dedication to go to
Yeah.
another. Everyone else is thinking, why would you do that?
Right.
But then when it's presented to you,
He's
you go,
changing.
this
he's
is
changing
amazing.
Culture.
I guarantee I had one from each. You have to.
Which did you like better?
I like the Domino's.
Yeah.
I think Domino's has sincerely gotten a lot better in the last several years.
I love how they own up to it. They go, our
Yeah.
pizza was dog
Yeah.
shit. We're sorry about the last 40 years, guys. Their whole advertising campaign was like, we're sorry for shoveling that shit in your mouths, guys.
We've changed. We've done the
heard.
work.
We're putting real ingredients into it now.
Okay, let's go back though to you're waking up in your bed.
Yeah.
Any special sheets or pajamas or
I'll do 1,000 thread count or more. I've dabbled with jersey sheets. I
Okay.
don't like the feeling on
That's
my
like
skin.
sleeping on a t-shirt, right?
I don't like it.
Okay.
Yeah, I hate it. It needs to be. I need threads. I need
need
literal
threads.
threads. 1,000 and up.
For real?
Maybe 800. I can get away
That's
with
a lot.
800. I can get away with 800.
Is it a percale, an Egyptian cotton? Do you
Whatever.
even know?
Whatever's at Home Goods.
Okay, what color are your sheets?
Like blue, like a dark blue, or yeah, like that, or a
Mhm.
gray. What else? I'll do a pour over coffee. But no, I'm not hipster. I'm not weighing it. I'm not roasting my own beans.
Are you, taking the temperature?
I'm not even doing that.
Okay.
Just I don't even know if it's pour over. What is it called? Malata or something? That little like container and it has that filter. You know what I'm talking
The
about?
mocha? Well, there's
it's a brand of
Melita.
Melita.
Yes.
Yes. Is that pour over?
you. Well, are you
What's a-
pouring hot water?
Yeah,
into,
yeah, yeah.
that's pour over.
So the reason I use that is
Mhm.
because I'm only drinking 1 cup. So I'm not doing this giant French press.
Right.
And then you have to clean the French press.
Mhm.
This has a filter. I put the bean.
Is it the gold filter? I think I had one.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
these.
yeah, yeah. Or it's paper.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, you put a filter in.
You put a paper
Got it.
filter
Okay.
in. I put the grounds in there.
Mhm.
I pour water over it. And then when it's done, I just throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
And then I rinse the thing off. Cleanup's a breeze.
Right. It's easy.
It's the best way to make coffee.
What?
Whoops. I got so excited that I knocked his mic.
And what kind of coffee? Grounds.
I'll do Boyd's French press.
I don't even know
From Gelson.
Boyd's.
Boyd's
Oh,
is good.
because it's Gelson's. That's why.
Gelson's thing.
Gelson's has Lavasa. Have you? No.
Oh, yeah.
Illy.
Yeah.
Illy is the one that
Okay.
it's expensive and it's pretty good. But Boyd's that's new. Okay. All right. You've had your burrito or your whatever.
Uh-huh.
Now what's next?
All right. Whatever I have fixed to ingest, I have my coffee. I put a little sugar in there.
Okay.
No cream. Then I will take it over to my coffee table. It's time to watch something while I eat.
Is your coffee table from like Crate and Barrel or Pottery Barn?
Where is it
or
from? It's
CB2?
from
West Elm.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my God. I'm surprised I got it.
Got it.
I was just naming furniture stores.
Well, I'm bad at that stuff. So for the longest time, I have this townhouse in Tarzana that I got, and then I just didn't do anything. I just got the bare essentials. I got a couch. It looked like a serial killer lived there pretty much for a long time. And then I was living in Austin for a little bit when LA was super locked down from the pandemic because I just wanted to do stand up, and it was open out there. And I had this sitcom writing job, and it was I could do it over Zoom. So
what sitcom was it?
it's called United States of Al on CBS. It's Chuck Lorre sitcom. So I'm like, can I just be in Austin while LA's on fire? And they go, yeah, the EPs were cool with it. So I was just writing by day, doing stand up at night. And then I'm like, I should probably I should hire someone to do this.
Your house.
Yeah. So I
so you got an interior designer.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So she got me all this stuff.
What style did she do it in? Would you say?
I don't even know. You think I'm going to know what fucking styles are called if I just have a serial killer house?
I mean, did she ask you anything about what you like, or was she just like,
she would
I'm
just send me
gonna do
things.
this for you?
I want to turn it into a stand-up bit. It's almost like having a girlfriend without any of the benefits of having a girlfriend. You know what I mean? The only
someone who's making you make tiny decisions.
The only perk is that you can be as blunt as you want because I'm paying her. I can say I don't care, and it's not a fight for a week. She's not going to say, well, you should care.
Right.
She could send me some shit and be like, I don't care. What do you think? You can be as dismissive as you want.
Yeah.
Because I'm writing a check to this woman.
Right.
So it's almost like girlfriend fantasies that guys have that they wish they could say to their girlfriend when they're going to CB2.
Right.
I get to do it because I'm cutting a check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got that experience.
Yeah, it was nice. She was very good. And then I was making good TV money and stuff. So I'm like, yeah, it's fine. West Elm.
So what does the coffee table look like?
It's marble. It's,
Ooh.
Yeah.
So marble on the top, and then like what are the legs made out of?
Steel or like metal.
Got it. Sounds
Yeah.
heavy and imposing.
It's not too heavy. But yeah, it's got that marble top, and then it's a nice height to eat off of.
So you take your coffee over to the coffee table, and then what are you watching?
Now it's Suits.
Oh.
I'm a big Suit head
I've
now.
never seen Suits.
Look, it came on a Netflix. Everyone was talking about Suits. I'm like, let me see what's Suits
all this
is all about.
Suits stuff about? Yeah.
It's legit.
Really?
I fuck with Suits. The writing is good. I can't predict a lot of the writing, and most shows I can kind of predict what's going to happen. The acting is great.
Is it a procedural or what is it?
Yeah, it's like a law procedural.
Are there court cases we see?
Yeah.
What kind of law? Like criminal law?
Yeah, like corporate and criminal, and although season 6, Mike Ross is in jail for way too long. It turns into a prison show for like half the season.
Okay.
And it's comical.
Maybe I should
like
check
nobody
out
wants
Suits.
this. Yeah, give it a go.
Have you seen Bosch?
No, but it's fun to say.
It is fun, yeah.
That's Mukilteo level.
Try this.
Imagine like watching Bosch and Mukilteo.
Oh my God.
You'd probably never be happier.
Try this on for size. Do you know who stars in Bosch?
Oh, what's his name? Yeah.
Titus Welliver.
He has a guest star in Suits.
Okay, so now, so you watch a little Suits.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Then I'm usually done eating in 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the solids will finish before the coffee, so I'll kind of sip the coffee a bit.
Sure, yeah.
Maybe I'll hop on YouTube, watch some sports highlights, some sports analysts talk about stuff. And then maybe I'll do some emails, go to the gym. Mm-hmm. I got a BMX off Amazon just to ride my bike to the gym.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Because getting into a car is such a production, then walking is too far because I'm in the valley.
Right.
So I'm like, one day I was like, I should just get a bike. That would really kind of open up my neighborhood.
Yeah. Do you remember? Because again, it's about products and
yeah.
I don't know. It might be. Which kind of BMX is it? Do you know?
It was a Mongoose BMX. I feel like I'm on Suits. I'm being questioned by Harvey Specter right now. To the best of my knowledge, it was a Mongoose BMX.
All right, a Mongoose BMX. All right, so then you work out.
Yeah.
Any, like you said, AirPods, so Apple AirPods.
Yes.
You already mentioned these Spotify curated things. Now we're getting into the stuff that all of a sudden is super exciting to me because I don't know what's happened to me lately. But like any special skincare, face soap, toiletry stuff, shampoo.
Okay. I discovered this a little later in life. I wish I would have found out about this product sooner. For me, I always get this rough skin around my nose, like the edges of my nose. Just dry skin. It would kind of like build up, and then if you kind of pick it off, it'd be too red, like it's going 1 or 2 layers too deep.
Yeah.
In my youth, I would get St. Ives, and then you find out later that
apricot scrub?
that's bad for you. You're just like cutting your face up with
too
these
much,
pits.
yeah.
So that was like not good to be using. And then I got this. Is it CeraVe?
Yes.
This CeraVe pump facial cleanser. I keep it in the shower. 1 pump of that in the shower. I'll put it on my face, and I'll kind of like go around that area, and it sloughs it off.
Oh, is it the one with salicylic acid?
Maybe. Yeah,
I think
probably.
So. I think my husband has that.
And it just like sloughs it off so gently. There's no beads or anything.
Right.
Some chemical thing is happening. I don't know, but like it has solved the problem. So I just do that in the shower every day, and it's solved everything. It's great.
Great. Any moisturizer or sunscreen?
Okay. Yeah. Here's my. Okay. So I have this Neutrogena face one that's like super thin. That's if I just want like a light coat on my face.
Yeah.
And then I got a Banana Boat kind of family value size one that just sits on my kitchen countertop.
Right.
Because that's when I'm going to go ride my bike to the gym or go walk to the gym. I just need a B suit.
Right. Yes, we have this too. We've got the A team and the B team.
And most of the time, if I'm not going anywhere, and I'll slather the B team on my face. I don't give a shit.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to waste the good stuff.
Right.
If I have an outing or something, I'll do the good stuff. That's the micro sheen on the face, 50 SPF.
Right. That can't go in your body.
No. So, and I got a pump specifically because it's just a very efficient way to apply sunscreen. You just come downstairs, you go arms, neck, ears, legs. I'm out the door. I'll even slather on the face and I'm out.
Right.
Because if you get the sunscreen where you like have to crack open the lid,
it's too much.
Too many steps. I'm an engineer.
Yeah. Right.
Workflow.
Right. Exactly. Did you say that you're an engineer in your email to the
just
hotel?
Out of nowhere. Just at the bottom it says,
no, to the
I'm
hotel.
An engineer.
Like, because you know workflow.
No, I should have. Should I like write them? Be like, I forgot to mention. I'm an engineer.
Click unsend.
Unsend.
See if that works. Okay. All right. So, any special towels, bath mats, things like that in the bathroom?
I got these like soft towels, I think from Target. I forgot what they were, but they were a little more expensive, but they were fluffier. And it enriches my life.
Yeah. What color are those?
One's gray, one's white, one's blue. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Great. Okay. Now what happens in your day? Can you tell how well honed this is, Tony?
Yeah. Okay, come back home. What else?
Do you go to the gym every day?
I'll try to go every other day, like minimum 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're probably having some lunch, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, I do DoorDash too. Okay, I started doing this. I started doing meal delivery, not just like DoorDash, but like meals come, and it's not to get shredded. Just like I want calories. I just want meals.
Like they're already like Factor or something. Like
yes,
they're already
but
cooked.
I feel like Factor is geared towards keto people because I did Factor for 1 week. It's not enough calories for me. Okay. I'm not trying to cut down. It's like 480.
Mr. Metabolism.
Well, no, I only eat 3. I don't snack.
Yeah,
I only eat 3 square meals, so I kind of need enough calories in each meal.
Right.
And the Factor meals were 450, 480.
Right.
I need somewhere in the 600 to 800 range.
Right.
Yeah.
So who makes your meals now?
Well, I do Cook Unity now. So they deliver meals like once a week. Although they were supposed to deliver it yesterday, and they just delivered it to a completely... I'm really getting fucked on the customer service end, huh? So it says that it's here, but it's not here. I looked outside, I looked at the mailbox, and they send me a picture of where they left it. And it was I don't even know where this place is.
Right.
And it's a totally different unit number than me.
Someone has your meals.
Yeah. And I go, I don't even know where this place is.
Right.
And they go, okay, well, we'll give you 25% off. I go, how about you give me all my money back?
Yeah,
like, where's my
refund
food?
it.
Yeah, and finally they did.
Okay, good.
Yeah, so.
Good. So, are there any other products that you're excited about or that make your life exciting or anything else that you can't live without? Or, I mean, I'm hearing that the CeraVe face wash
Real
is
game
a
changer.
yes, exactly.
Yeah, that's a game changer. I guess I got a MacBook Pro a few months ago, maybe a year ago, and I was very reluctant to do so because it's such a big purchase. Yeah.
What did you have before that?
I had a MacBook Pro, but it's old. It was maybe 8 years old or something. And I edit videos. Our business is content. It's editing video. And that's a big part of you want that workflow to be smooth, but you don't realize it when you're working with outdated equipment. Because after I got this, the render times, I'm so glad I did it. And I just it's a constant reminder that reinvesting in yourself and in your business, especially if it's work related, it's not this pain or it shouldn't be as torturous as you make it to be because
It'll make your life
going
easier.
to scale your money with it,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's worth it. So that MacBook Pro, I'm really grateful. There's these Samsung external hard drives that are they're so tiny.
How small are they?
I love the aesthetic of them. They're maybe like the size of this coaster or something, but rectangle.
Like a kind of like a playing card size.
Yeah, even smaller.
Wow.
And they're 2 terabytes, which is like a lot of space. And you just plug that into the USB-C, and your workflow is pretty nice. So you have limited space on the actual. You don't worry about bogging it down with all the space.
Right.
Yeah, they're just fun to play with. Even it's just really good form factor.
Is that something you buy online?
Yeah, Amazon.
Okay.
I got that. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Any like sleep mask? How do you
what
that. Alarm? I don't either.
Yeah, so you do.
I do use earplugs though.
Oh,
Because
really?
my husband snores.
Uh,
But no, I can't. Tony, sleep mask. I can't do a sleep mask. I feel like because there's like a string on the back of my head that I feel.
yeah,
And
I
something
sleep
on the front of my
fine
face.
without it. Maybe
Yeah.
I could look 18 if I wear it. I don't know.
Do you use like a Sonicare? Your
Oh yeah,
brother's a dentist.
I thought that's a given.
Well,
Sonicare for sure.
I feel Sonicare for me has been a game changer. But my husband has the one who snores.
The Oral-B circle one.
Yes. And his dentist said that like she thinks it's slightly better.
I don't know. I need that vibration.
I need the sound waves
Vibes.
in my mouth. Yeah, the vibes. Is that one just a spinning brush or does it also have sonic waves?
It might have sonic waves down below and then circle up top spinning. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been a Sonicare guy forever,
Right.
so it's hard to switch teams.
Tony, are you a Sonicare or Oral-B or neither?
Old
Are you
fashioned.
just
He's a
an
caveman.
analog toothbrush?
He does it with a leaf.
I don't remember what I have. I have something like that, but at the moment I can't remember what I know. I used to have a Sonicare.
You go,
but,
do I
the
brush my
different
teeth?
How does it
He
charge?
has no teeth.
You stand it on this little charger thing. And
That could
Sounds like
be.
Sonicare,
It
but that could be
does.
all of them.
Yeah. Does it have a circular brush or a more toothbrushy brush?
Toothbrushy.
I think it's
Sounds
probably
like a Sonicare.
Sounds like a Sonic. Do you remember how early did you get on the Sonicare train?
When it was a fucking baseball bat for the base.
Okay. Do you remember how gross the top used to be before they changed the way it snapped on?
When you would unscrew it,
And it would just be
was
like sludge.
sand.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Ugh.
Mine still gets that way.
It's almost like when
Okay,
you used to
Tony,
use
gross.
the Motorola Razor, and there's all this face dust.
Oh, I
when you
never
took the
had one of
battery
those.
out-
Okay.
You just saw all the particles of your. It was gross.
Yeah.
Or the slime from your face on the screen. Yeah. Okay. So I mean, floss. I'm a big fan of floss, old school.
What's your floss?
I don't
of
do
choice?
these swords. I do the fingers because I want to hug the tooth.
Yeah.
I really want to get around there.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But do you have like a floss brand of choice?
Yeah. This is funny that I actually have. So it's CVS brand.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's waxed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the
Sounds
ones that
great.
are too flimsy and waxy, like an Oral-B or a Glide. There's not enough structure.
No, to me that's like you may as well take a piece of sewing thread and try to floss your teeth.
It's too silky.
Yeah. I
like a little fight back
you want the floss.
to fight back. It's
Yeah.
sort of like kale. Kale is salad that fights back.
I know exactly what you mean, although I don't really like kale. For me, it fights.
You could
too
dress
much.
it up a bit.
With like a dressing.
The kale is called Jessica's kale salad at Gelson's. I recommend it.
I
There's
think
some
I've
feta
seen
crumbles
I've
in there.
seen this. How do you feel about the salad bar at Gelson's?
I'm sure it's top notch, but I only fuck with real salads. I don't get like potato salads and stuff.
Okay.
Like,
Because you're a health guy.
nah, it's just gross. I don't like mayo-based mixing.
I'm losing my mind because I keep thinking I see like a black crow outside. This is very, it's like
an
Insane
omen.
Nevermore. Yeah, it's very Edgar Allan Poe. What am I seeing out of the corner of my eye? If anyone else sees a gigantic black crow out the window,
Yeah.
let me know. Otherwise, I'm
I
something,
think
there's
we're
a
safe for now.
some kind of fracturing happening in my brain.
Oh, I also got those little like Christmas tree things to go in between the teeth because I have some gaps. So
yes,
those like
are
gum
like an
in betweeners.
Yes.
Yes.
Interdicts?
Yeah.
I don't
yeah,
know.
you're
right
right.
now. Yeah. My husband has those as well.
They're great.
What do they do? They're like,
For like if you have spaces, they
Okay.
kind of brush under the gum line. It's like a hybrid between floss and brushing. Because brushing will only get the front and the back of your pocket,
okay.
and floss will only get shit out of the pocket. But these little Christmas trees will kind of clean the harder to get places.
Did your brother turn you on to these?
My dentist did, but my brother didn't. He's there if I need him, I guess. If I need to get dental work done, then I'll go to him.
Right. Is he down here?
Nah, he's in Seattle.
You have to travel.
But sometimes it's worth it.
Yeah.
Dentistry is so much, dental work,
I know,
that
it
it almost
really
makes
is.
sense to hop on a
Really
plane
is.
and be like, bro, hook it up.
I have a floss of choice, and it's Dr. Tongue's.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. They sell it at Whole Foods, but I
course,
think they
of
also
course they do.
you get it at Amazon as well. And it's just like very thick. It's like brushing your
like a
flossing
bungee
with
cord?
a towel. Yes. It's like a bungee cord. It's like an old-fashioned phone cord, like a landline cord.
Yeah?
No, it's just thick and it really gets
Can
in
you
there.
like thwack guys on the ass with it when you're done too?
Yeah. That's
Just locker room talk.
what I do. It's what I go into a male locker room and I floss.
That would be such mental mind fuck, just mental warfare.
Yeah.
Just some guys think they're in their safe space, just toweling down, and then you come in,
and
just twirling a towel, and just starts thwacking asses.
I know. How long would I be able to stay in there before someone complained?
Maybe 5 minutes tops.
Okay.
That's a long time though. 5 minutes? Those are real minutes.
Right. That would feel like an eternity
It would feel
for all parties
I mean,
involved.
you could thwack a lot of asses in 5 minutes.
I'm trying to think if I know how to like
Thwack
snap
an
a
ass?
towel at someone.
It's pretty
Yeah,
easy.
I guess.
You just, twirl
Right. To make it
and you
tight.
let it. Yeah.
Okay.
So you like twirl
Mhm.
it, and then you let go of one end
Mhm.
while you propel it through the other end, and now you're Indiana Jones.
Sounds pretty fun.
Yeah,
Have you done this before?
of course.
To guys' asses.
Not to guys' asses. I did it to a roach one time.
To a roach? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I wasn't trying to get into the story or whatever. I'll try to do the abridged version. So it's literally like my last day of staying in Austin.
Mm-hmm.
I come into I got a fully furnished place,
Mm-hmm.
just one of these apartments where it's just,
Sure.
turnkey
The
situation.
Oakwood or something.
Yeah. So I turn on the light in my room and there's this giant roach on my pillow.
How giant? Because your
So, I
hands are
thought-
making
okay.
it look like a shoe.
It was so big, I thought it was a person in my bed at first.
Like the thing I'm seeing out the window.
I swear to God, I turned the light because I'm
This
not
is
expecting
horrifying.
it because it's white sheets.
Yeah.
And there's this giant thing on I thought it was a head or something. I thought someone was in my
Right.
bed.
Someone left
but
you
it was
horse
a
head.
roach.
Jesus.
And I'm paralyzed because I just don't have a lot of experience with roaches. There
Yeah.
weren't a lot of roaches in Seattle.
Mhm.
This hasn't happened to me. So I'm trying to figure out what to do. I have no frame of reference for what to do in this situation.
Sure.
Like a spider I've done, a fly I've done. There's just a giant roach on my pillow.
How big are we talking? Same size as the
like
Samsung?
this.
Bigger.
Like that. I don't know. That's pretty
you
big.
sure?
Yeah.
They come that big?
It's
This
so
is like
fucking
a
big.
sewer rat size roach. I mean, not really, but
It was
you're
so
showing me
big.
like 5 inches.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I would just
I'm trying to remain
invite him to
calm.
leave. You could talk to that guy.
I know it's that big. Like I wanted to get a baseball bat. It was that
Right.
fucking big. So I'm trying to figure out I was going to get a magazine or something, but I go, this is too big even for
Yeah,
a
it
magazine or
is.
something. So I'm literally just having a stalemate by the light.
And it's just holding still.
And it's holding still.
Mhm.
And I'm just trying to think of what to do, like how to handle this situation. And luckily it's just chilling on the
Right.
This is
waiting
pillowcase.
for you to get into bed.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to think, okay, what should I, because I know I have one shot at this, really.
Right.
And I go, okay, there's a linen closet behind me. There's towels in there.
It's scary because if you turn your back on it, what if it's not there when you come back?
I'm keeping my eyes on it while I'm slowly walking because I don't want to lose sight of this thing.
Right.
And then I open up the linen closet. I pull a towel out of there, and then I roll it up to do the ass thwacking, maybe with the roach. Because that was my thought. I'm like, okay, I will just kind of come over the top so hard on this roach that I will crush it. So I'm getting closer and closer to the roach. It's staying in place. And then I put all my might into this thing, and I come over the top, and I hit it. I hit it really hard. But it just bounces it off the pillow.
Right, because on a pillow.
It did nothing. It was like a trampoline for this guy.
It was a ride.
Where'd it go? It was a ride. So it just launched him into the air, and then he landed on the carpet next to the bed, and then he starts bum rushing me. He starts coming towards me.
Oh my God.
So fast. He's like coming towards me.
Clicking.
And I go, and I like back up.
Jump. Okay. All right.
And he comes out into like the living quarters. So he's in a new room now. He's moved rooms.
Right.
And I just throw the towel on it, and I start stomping on the towel like I'm initiating him into a gang. And it's so gross though, like I don't want to see what's happening, so I'm just like stomping on this thing and then moving over and then stomping.
Are you able to see where he is?
He's somewhere under this heap of towel. Mm-hmm. So I just threw the towel on the ground and I started just stomping the shit out of this towel.
You went ham.
I went ham.
Can I say that anymore? I don't know.
You can.
Okay.
Yeah. So make sure there was no question that this has been solved. Mm. And I didn't even want to like lift it and see the guts and shit because I'm out of this place. This is my last night. Yeah. So I just left a note. I just said like, "There's a roach under here," and I put it under the towel. And that was it. I didn't because I'm like I'm not disposing of this. There's a cleaning fee and all that. They can deal with it.
Yeah. Wow. Your note literally said there's a roach under this towel.
Because I didn't want them to be surprised. Because that's
surprised by body parts.
Yeah, that's traumatizing. If some cleaning lady or person lifts the towel and sees that without being ready emotionally for it.
And then you just went to bed. Or were you shaken up?
Actually, I was a little. Actually, this sounds so gross. This sounds like so pussy. But my girlfriend at the time, who I met in Austin.
Oh, you slept at her place because there was a dead roach in your house?
Yeah. And it was my last night anyway.
Yeah.
And I go, I don't know how many more roaches. It was just so gross. It just tainted the whole place for me.
Yep.
I know people live with roaches all the time and it's not a big deal and I'm being a pussy because people do it all the time.
I don't think anyone likes it though.
It's my last night.
Yeah.
I'd rather just stay there.
You had just engaged in a battle.
A battle with a roach.
Yeah.
But I mean, I sound like such a pussy just being like, I killed a roach. Can I stay at your place?
But is that how you put it to her? Or were you like, babe, I miss you?
That'd be funny. Just play cool guy.
Yeah.
I was really missing you and stuff. I was wondering if I could, I just want to spend my last night with you.
Right.
Oh my God, you're so sweet. Yeah. But deep down, I'm just like, there's roaches. There's roaches in my place.
So you and she are not together anymore though?
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Thanks.
Thanks
for bringing it up. No.
What happened?
Oh man, Cliff Notes version is just, I think, fundamental value differences, that try to compromise for a while, but then sometimes people are just have different values and it's too hard to align them, Yeah. And that happens. And I think that's growth too, just realizing like you can love someone and still not be right for each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, I know that when I was younger, I had this like, I tended to pathologize everyone and everything in my head. Like, oh, it didn't work out because he's crazy or he's this or he's, and it's like, first of all, I think I was the crazy one or the one who was not acting in the most like functional manner, but also two people can be great and just not right for each other.
Totally.
And there's nothing wrong with either of them. It's just not the right match. Fahim, it was so nice having you on the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Thank you even though you didn't intend to tell the cockroach story, I feel like I went on a journey. I'm glad you did.
Should I try to option it to like a screenplay or something?
Yes. The people who did like Joe's Apartment, MTV, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
I remember that.
It was
Jerry O'Connell.
Yes. And what was the plot? He lived in an apartment with a lot of roaches.
Yeah, and they like
talked to him or something?
Yeah, and they like there were like songs and shit they sang. Yeah.
They have a soft spot for roach stories, even though this one's
reboot it.
Doesn't turn out well for the roaches.
Yeah, it's more of a horror thing though.
Yeah. Tell everyone where they can find you. Please plug anything you'd like to plug.
Plug all my stuff. I'm on socials, so Instagram, Fahim Anwar, FAHIMANWAR. On TikTok, I'm Fahim Anwar Comedy because somebody else got it before me. Hats off to you.
Are they someone who's also named Fahim Anwar?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. I should, I think I was just so bummed I didn't really delve deep into their TikTok page.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it a go and see what kind of content's on there.
Yeah, see. It might be your content. Like, what if they're fake you?
I'd be less upset. I'd be like, okay, this guy's a fan.
Right.
And then YouTube. So youtube.com/Fahim Anwar. My special is on there. I filmed it at the Comedy Store. It's called Hat Trick. I directed it, produced it, and that was like a labor of love. It was really cool. I did the specials in all 3 different rooms. So the original room, there's 3 different showrooms at the Comedy Store. So I just did like a set in each of them. Tarantino makes an appearance in it for some reason.
Oh, wow.
He saw me do one of the sets, and then we happened to have cameras that night, and he was talking to me and stuff. He's like, oh man, that was great. I want to talk to the cool guy. So we just have me and Tarantino talking and some other comics. So that, I have a podcast called Fahim Anwar Dance Hour. I guess that. Mm-hmm. And that's it. I'm done plugging.
Great.
And see me in the streets. Say hi to me at Trader Joe's or Whole Foods.
Or Gelson's.
That's the better
Sounds
bet.
like that's where
Gelson's.
you are. Yeah. Tony, what about you?
Same old shit as always. Instagram at
Tony Thaxton.
and Bizarre Albums every Tuesday.
Wait, is that the same theme as Living Spaces?
Sure is.
Yes.
All right.
I can't remember why we had her do it to Living Spaces.
I don't remember either.
But we have a
Living
few.
Spaces. Have you got a cease and desist by Living Spaces?
No, I don't.
Do they know? What if I lord this over you? Like, all right, well, what if a little birdie lets them know about this? You're in hot water.
Do they own that jingle? The sound of it? I mean, they probably do.
Come on, that key and that phrasing.
Yeah. Don't we have her singing?
I'm watching so much Suits. I'm just trying to
like fun fact stuff. Yeah.
Do play that one.
That's a fun fact.
Oh my god!
And then we also have
Class Action.
RJ City, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I have that ready to go.
Okay, I think we have another. We have another one.
That'd be great if you had the original Living Spaces, just as a non sequitur. Just have Living Spaces.
What
Living Spaces.
Right. It'd be weird if you're like, play after you say your name, play it.
It'll be an inside joke.
Yeah.
And the guest is like, what the fuck?
Too high concept. Everyone, follow me on social media at Alison Rosen, on Twitter and Instagram. On TikTok, I'm the Alison Rosen. And I mentioned I'm on Patreon. Bonus episodes with Jenna Kim Jones and Renee Colbert just went up. Patreon.com/Alison Rosen. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. If you get an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. And then also I have a newsletter. There's paid and free tiers for that. And that is AlisonRosen.substack.com. And then also my merch store, all sorts of merch is live. What a great holiday present it could be. So just go to AlisonRosen.com and, click on any of the things that say merch. Okay. Oh, youtube.com/Alison Rosen as well. I've really got to streamline this.
So many things.
It's so
tough.
many.
Yeah.
I should just give out the name of my link tree.
Yeah.
linktr.ee/Alison Rosen. That's got all of it.
Yeah, just put that in your Instagram bio. Just tell them to go to your Instagram.
That is my Instagram. Oh, that is in my Instagram bio. Go to my Instagram bio. I'll think of the time I'll save.
These episodes are going to be short.
I know. I'll have more time to flush.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's the good parting messages. Don't get so big. Don't get too big to flush.
Right.
All right.
Don't lose your soul that way.
Don't lose your soul.
Yeah. This was so much fun. Thank you so much. Listeners, thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen Show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Alison Rosen is your new best friend.